Okay, great. All right, welcome to Cobra Kai. Going to do a basic class with some advanced stuff. Try to do things for everybody tonight. So the hard part of this is getting all the technical things, and I remember how to do the karate techniques, but getting this to where make sure the sound and lights and all that is good. It's kind of been the trick. So hoping to do morning classes early for black belts, high rank, and then kids classes in the day, and then beginners, family at night, adjusting schedules as I get some feedback. So please leave comments if you're watching and you want to participate. Okay, first thing I want to start with is Tai. So we bow in the Shiko Dachi and Rei. Rei is bow or just sign respect. And one thing that's the first line you learn is martial arts begin and end with respect. So that's what it's about. Self-respect, respect for others. You have that, you don't get in fights. Okay, first, Taiso. I have a little poem to help you remember because what I'd like to do is get you to where you can do these on your own. Roll out a mat, carpet, anywhere, garage, home, especially if you're stuck for the next couple weeks. So number one, your head weighs a ton. Number one, just stretching, head rotations. And I'm consciously relaxing the muscles I'm working. Then I reverse. I'm just going to do about 10 of each of these, but you can do more or less depending on what you need to warm up. Okay, number two, it's like I flew. I'm just doing arm rotations and then working it up big. Again, I'm relaxing my muscles, breathing in my nose, out my mouth. Reverse. And I get smaller, kind of like a hummingbird. Okay, number three, sway like a tree. Side to side. Tree trunk, I'm working, stretching. Just kind of imagine your spine from the bottom up. A little bit of snap, crackle, pop. After that feels good, lean back. About a 45-degree angle. Like you're trying to turn and see your opposite heel behind you. Okay, number four, I punch the floor. So depending on how much training you've had, you can just lean over and stretch in the middle, or you can chamber, and what we're going to do is punch down, and then bring it back up, look at ceiling, and exhale. One thing you find out, you start really working on kicks, is how much you need to stretch your stomach and your abs, because you use them a lot. A lot of your core goes into good kicks. So it's a good workout. Nice thing about martial arts is you can do these workouts on your own. You know, if you're a basketball player or wrestler or baseball, whatever, you're kind of out of luck. Try to do some team sports at home, so maybe you can do this as your workout while season's over. Okay. Number five, high five. Really high. Now, what I said to the guys in the morning, when you get old, it's half stretching and half taking inventory, so you can see if there's any injuries you have, you know, okay, I need to work that muscle. Okay, first we're going to just work your hips a little bit in a circle. And reverse. So kind of just stretching from top to bottom, hitting the floor. Okay. Number six, it's like I'm on ski sticks, or I'm just keep my toes straight ahead and doing squats. So we have two different ways of doing them. We used to always do them just like in a Shiko with our toes out, but that only works part of your quads, and it can actually make your kneecaps go a little bit funny to the side. So what I'm trying to do, I have to get my feet in here, or Mario will come fix me again, is get my toes straight ahead, shoulder width apart. If you have bad knee like me, you might start out, I was working on my knee, do this over a bench or a seat so you don't wipe out. Okay. Fix it so you can see feet a little bit better, hopefully. Okay, number seven, it's like I'm going to jump to heaven. My toes are out, 45 degrees. Trying to make sure we get the full technique in stretches, warm-ups. It's really important to warm up before you work out because it helps you with your speed and your form and balance. It's a big deal. Of course, we don't want to get injuries. So this is a warm-up. Stretching to me is not just your warm-up. With this you can see better, but it's getting your body ready. But to really stretch, you spend an hour in the splits trying to work things out. So that's the fun stuff. So number 8, I'm going to get down here, knee straight, toes back, and just relax. And number 8, my rhyme is splits are great if you can get there or used to. So main thing on this is I've warmed up my legs. Colder you are, the more you want to warm them up. Jumping jacks or jump rope, run around, whatever you got to do. But once I get here, first think about technique. Don't worry about how far your head goes down, and make sure your knees straight, pointed straight up, ankles straight, toes back. And I'm just breathing and relaxing. In my mind, every time I breathe out, my muscles relax more. Just pretend your legs are made out of butter and you're sitting on a waffle or something. But the more you relax, the better your stretching is. And like I said, to really stretch, if you're watching TV, playing video games, you're stuck home for 2 weeks from school or whatever, get a book and sit here and just stretch, relax, give yourself time, because your muscles subconsciously are always fighting your stretch because they cause pain. You're hurting a little bit. So as I go down here, my muscles are like, what are you doing to me? This hurts. And they don't want to do anything, especially my knee over here. That's why I'm not going too far. But when you do that, they're fighting back. But if you do it a long time, you'll tell they'll just relax and quit fighting. And all of a sudden, you'll start really gaining in your stretches, your flexibility. Okay, we isolate them, but this is the best one. Just get both feet out. I'm just really, I kind of scoot forward, and that helps get my feet out there where I can feel snap, crackle, but not pop. So it's an old joke that I've been doing this a long time. Okay, knees straight, toes back. I'm going to go relax in the middle. And here, we just like to hang out a little bit. And if I had a fancy camera person, I'd bring it down, but we're just going to all have to be patient. The other thing we like to do when we're stretching here is story time. So I'm going to tell a Mark Payne story. The kick I want to work on tonight is called Ura Geri, or back kick, and it's one of the most powerful ways you can get your body to kick, to break boards, bricks, ribs. We had a student who was a fireman used to kick it outdoors. And one time we were at Johnson County Community College doing a demonstration at the halftime. Tons of people in there. Mark's going to break 4 or 5 boards with a back kick. And I had some helpers with me, and they got the boards together and brought them out. We hold them up. And Mark just, national champ level, black belt, top Bushidokan black belt. He kicks those things, and our shoulders about fall out. Nothing happens. The boards don't move. And Mark's looking around, and there's a couple thousand people there. Let's go to the left leg. And he's just like, get in a better stance, lock your elbows. So we do. He kicks it again. Our teeth are just jarring. And I'm like, hang on, Mark, let me even these out. I turn around, and a couple of boards are going opposite direction. So instead of all the grain one way, it was 2 different ways. So it was like a 4-inch piece of plywood. And I fixed those things, and I told the guys, close your eyes and turn your face, because he kicked them, and they just exploded like shrapnel all around us. And Mark's gone now, but I finally confessed a couple of years ago, that probably a couple of years before he passed, that, we did mess up the boards. That demo wasn't your kick. Okay, other side. But kicking is great for exercise, for balance, for stretching, power, self-defense. And this is my favorite thing about karate. I started Taekwondo, where it was 90% kicks. And my first class was in the Crest Drive-In parking lot trying to do Bruce Lee kicks, kicking speakers off stands. So, okay, after I stretch, I'm going to recover a little bit. And I can roll around a little bit if I want to. Pop my back. And then you kind of think, okay, what does it feel good? What does it feel ready? If you have a bad shoulder, whatever, that's where you work on it on your own time. And usually class is about an hour. I'm probably going to go 30 or 40 minutes today and leave time for you to do other things. And then we also have videos of all these self-defense that we professionally did, and I'll tag that at the end so you can work on that if you want. So the number 9, Sit-ups are fine. Here I'm just going to go crunches. Do 10 to the center. And shoulder forward. So we're kind of doing a basic set. And we could do longer exercises and get a real workout. But the goal is to learn techniques and work on our karate. And besides techniques, we're going to focus on self-defense. And then we'll go to some sparring combinations. And hopefully I'll get better with the video and the setup. What I'd like to do is when we teach a combination to show the actual video, which I guess I could post in the comments, of people using it in a real competition. There's a post of Jim Harrison and Fred Wren fighting that's been going around. That's really cool because it shows how he used that Ura Geri or back kick to set up everything. Okay, here I could go all the way to Seizon, stretch my legs, but I'm not gonna because my knee won't bend. Push-ups, I like to do them this way. It's stronger for working your tricep. And usually we do a few more sets, but let's just do 10 on your knuckles or flat-handed if you're not used to it. And if you had a little more time or you want to do them on your own, turn your hands that way. It works your chest and shoulders a little more. And then flat-handed fingertips, triangle, all different ways you can work your push-ups. Then we do a little breathing, the Untitled. Just, you can close your eyes or not, but you exhale, empty your stomach all the way. Try to hold it, try to whistle. And in your nose, and I hold it, and out. Back in. And out. Just normal. Break. Taught you to stand up right foot first, left foot back. And it's not as formal. Of course, you're working out on your own, but karate is a martial art, which means military-like. Not that we're in the military, but disciplined, like military. So marching, we start left foot. Routines, we start on left side. Just little things to help practice together in group. So after Taiso, we work on techniques. If I was going to title this class, this is, I'd say line 5. So when you go on what I learned, and I'll try to get charts, but there's 7 stances, 7 blocks, 7 strikes, 7 kicks in our basics. Now I say which line, that means you go down to number 5 or 1, whichever one we're working on. So tonight, number 5, I'm going to review the other ones, and these classes will all be eventually. I'll get a good quality video of each one and have them loaded so you can do them in order. But these rotate, so you can do them in any order. Stances, there's 7 basic stances. I'm going to demonstrate them all, and then we'll go through and work on them. So your closed stance, feet shoulder width fudo, open stance, forward stance or nami, normal stance, front knee bent, just from you see my big toe, back leg locked. Zenkutsu, forward power stance, as if I shifted into a punch, like breaking wards. And then Shiko, straddling stance. So this is the one they call horse stance, straddling stance. And I'm going to do a couple different angles here so you can just look. But go ahead and step out, and you want to get down low, knees out over the heels. This is a good stance to just stay in to work your legs and your balance, your posture from the side. My back's straight up and down. I don't want my butt out and leaning over. And I'm ready to move and fight in this stance. I won't be all the way sideways. It might be a little bit of an angle when I'm sparring, depending on the situation. But the main thing is mobility. Stances are for 2 things. Balance, so you don't fall down. Mobility, so you can keep moving. You want to just be a statue rooted in the ground. So my knees have to be past my heels when you look at yourself. Good way to do this stance, pretend you're standing over home plate. One toe's pointing towards third base. One's towards first base. You're staring down the pitcher. Okay, there's other things I can do with my stances. I can move forward, backward, but what I like about this one is the way we move sideways is a back step, or Ura Dachi. And I'm just going to do that sideways here. So you get down low, slide one foot behind the other, and out. And you want to stay level. Bam. We're going to get Clyde, or whatever we call this guy. When I go into my step, one knee goes right behind the other, and I want to not telegraph with my front shoulder by going and turning when I step. I want them to be watching my shoulder, not know I'm getting ready to come in there to do back kick, whatever. So that's Shiko. We'll work that more as we do our other things. Okay, so far, we've got, who's out there, the block. We'll work out a Shiko, and then strike kick. What I really want to focus on is an Ura Geri and some different ways to use that. Ura Geri means back kick. I skipped ahead the block. We're on number 5, which is Chudan Shuto, middle knife hand. This is if somebody's coming with a hook or a knife or maybe a kick, but something to the side. Now, I practice straightforward. I don't fight straightforward. Okay, I'll be fighting like this and blocking out here. But for practice, just go ahead and face straight ahead, back in your Shiko, or horse stance, straddling stance. Okay, the Shuto, knife hand, I arch my knuckles, pinky straight, thumb in tight, and your hands tight like a board. So when I hit, my fingers are going and back, but they stay together. I'm arching my knuckles. Not striking the whole side of my hand, just this one bone in the corner. It's about the size of a dime, and that's what I'm going to hit with. So practice slow. If you're going to start left, I'll start right. So we reach around, opposite ear, palm towards your ear, elbow straight down. Pretend there's a bag of beans tied to it. I drop it down, go towards first baseline, twist, strike out. I don't want to go much farther than like my thumb to my pinky from my elbow here, because then if it's a knife, it slides off and gets me in here. So it's a real short chopping, stopping block, and then I retract and get that elbow to protect myself. Opposite side. So I'm going 45 degrees from my shoulder, which would make it just like that baseball diamond I was pretending to be at home plate. I'm chopping right down first baseline or third baseline. We'll do reps. We're just going to do 10 each side. I, for some reason, don't have this set to see. I can't see who's watching yet. But if you have a partner, you can do drills with this where they try and do like a hook and you block. I'll just do it in the air. One advantage of knowing routines or katas is it gives you something to do when you're training on your off days or when your dojo's closed down. Okay, that's Chudan Shuto or middle knife hand. And from the side, I want it straight up and down as I can. That'll block more area, keep it from sliding. But these routines, we'll go through some routines as we get on, and I'm doing them about every morning, which will be on videos in the Black Belt Club, and you can join that if you're interested. I just put this on my regular Facebook tonight, a little simpler for people that didn't have the other club. But the routines are great because you can go through all of them, but it just continually polishes your technique. The neat thing about the routines is they stick with you. And a couple of weeks ago, I was talking to Jimmy Cox. He's famous. He was Mr. Harrison's 3rd black belt in the Bushidokan system. And he told me, oh, yeah, when I work out, I can't golf. I go in my basement. He still does the routines. And, you know, he's 60-something, maybe 70. I don't know, but he's still in great shape, does the routines. And one thing about staying in shape as you get older or off season, if you're an athlete, doing something every day a little bit is better than a big once or twice a week and then slacking in between. Okay, Chudan Shuto, that's a block. Then we've got a strike. The couple different self-defense, a left jab or left hook. We use a Chudan Shuto and a Shotai. So we're going to have the strike is Shotai or palm heel strike. And I know some of the ladies going to be practicing might have done a self-defense class, and the first thing they usually teach is how to use your palm heel as a weapon. And this is good if I'm just trying to be passive. Hey, chill out, man. I don't want to fight. I'm a nice guy. I can stick that right in there. But I don't want to hit them because they might give me germs. Right? Okay, I'm not going to make jokes about that yet. But down Shiko, let's work with the technique. I'm in a good Shiko, hands up high, relaxing my shoulders. Start with the left hand. You bend your hand back, kind of like you're carrying a pie or a pizza tray as far as I can. I'll twist my hand so that, and I'll come closer to hit it. Right here is a striking surface, that one little bone in the corner. Okay, so we can get it. Where you just hit one point, that's what I want. So I'm down in Shiko. Starting with the left hand, I rub my forearm against my side. Relax your shoulders. Your elbow leaves your side. You twist. Strike with that one bone. Keep your hand back and then retract. Now you could follow up by grabbing or clawing, depending on the situation. For now, we'll just pretend we're hitting a board or a maki war. But I'm just thinking about technique. Elbow straight down. I twist the very last second. Breathing from your lower abdomen to each one. We're doing 10 slow. Then to do them fast. Not in succession, but each one fast. We'll do 10 fast. Okay, so the reason we do it like this is you can just imitate what I'm doing. That's how you learn. I remember my first class, I went to take a trial class in Taekwondo, and there was a young guy teaching me a side kick, and he had really good kicks. But every time I was doing the kick, I went like this. Put my arm out, because that's what I thought you're supposed to do. And he kept saying, keep your hands up, what are you doing? I said, well, that's what that guy's doing. And all the trophies have a guy sticking his arm out there. So I was practicing at home and out of books. I never figured that out until I went to real class. So you guys are ahead of me already. Okay, Shotai. To practice, you have a target. This bag is kind of made for combinations, conditioning. It's awesome. It's called Body Action System, BOSS, by Boss Root, an MMA guy. If you're working out at home, this is perfect because you only have to wrap your hands. You can hit it. It goes with whatever you're striking with. And it has good targets. Bounces around. You can move around your house if you have to. Last time, they were about $500, $550. And they had a special thing where $30 a month or something you could get them too. So it'd be great if you're looking for something to do at home. Get one of these to work your techniques. Okay, so Shotai. The other way we use Shotai is called a Yoko Shotai. I'm right here, coming around, kind of like a hook. Okay, which we have a hook that you see in boxing, kickboxing. We use hooks. Those are great, especially when your hands are wrapped and you got a little glove on there to protect your hands. But there's what they call a boxer's break. When you throw a hook, you're hit with the wrong part of your hand. It's easy to break these last two knuckles. So I've got to have perfect technique, or just go ahead and use palm heel. So that's great more for a self-defense situation. So from here, it looks like this. You're going to open your hand just like we did on the regular Shotai. Lift your elbow aside, and right when your elbow gets about as high as your shoulder, rotate your thumb in, relax your shoulder, and then cross the opposite ear to your shoulder. And then you end up with your elbow right in front of your face, like when you're supposed to do it when you cough. Breathe. I should be in a better stance. And now we're fast. I just relax. Snap. Okay. So what we're doing, kind of the format I'm going to do for basic class is a stance, a block, a strike, and a kick. We'll go over these a lot. So don't feel bad if you don't get it. And like I said, I'll have the recordings loaded so you can watch them later, keep practicing. Just want to get the techniques. And for the people who are from other dojos and training, everybody's welcome. Leave comments with your version of the techniques or self-defense I do or whatever. That's awesome. I'll put that out there. But that's why I'm trying to focus on techniques and self-defense and not katas or something that has to be a certain style. Okay, the kick. Ura Geri back kick. There's a lot of different ways to use your legs for reach. I'm just going to review the 7 basic kicks, how we do them. Ura Geri front kick, I'm just locking my ankle, hitting the ball of the foot off the front of the back leg. Hizagiri, knee. I forgot to wash. Yeah, I think I got a name for this guy. Bam. Knees, I can go straight in or I can come around at an angle like a roundhouse. Okay, speaking of roundhouse, Mawashi roundhouse kick. Coming from here, the ball of the foot. Turn around, Either way, we can hit with our shin or instep for sport or Muay Thai applications to legs, etc. But I like to practice with the ball of foot because it's always easier to point your toe than reverse it in order when you're learning. Okay, Yoko, side kick. Gonna work on that a lot. When we get to side kick, we'll just spend days on it. I love it so much. There's a few different ways to throw it too. There's a kickboxing version, in tight, etc. Okay, so number 5 kick. Usually you'll review up to the line you're on, so I'm reviewing a little bit as we go. But number 5 is an Ura Geri back kick where I just turn and fire like a donkey. There's a couple different ways to fold this too, but the way I like to learn it and teach it at the beginning is I don't want to just scoop off the ground. I want to fold my knee up high as I can, toes and ankle back, and then the key thing here is to rotate your hips, bam, to the side a little bit like a sidecar on a motorcycle. So my heels ain't tight, comes around the side, and I hit with my heel, iron toes, and my knee, if I had a stripe on the side of my shin, it should go in a straight line in the target, not swooping up and down. Okay, so the way to practice an Ura Geri, to learn it, is to grab something. So take a second, grab a chair, a wall, make sure you got room, and you just grab something, give yourself a little bounce. Okay, 4 steps. Let's say I'm kicking with my left leg. I'll put my right foot in front a little bit. We're going to do it slow. 1, draw your knee up high as you can, toes and ankle back. Now your ankle wiggles in and out, pull it to the inside. Okay, before I do 2, I want to just lift my leg to the side, try to rotate my hips 45 degrees. And 2, I stomp, heel up, toes and ankle back, and down. 3, retract just as high as you did before. 4 on the floor. That's why it's good, like if you have a wall, somewhere you put your hands up about this high, make sure you pick your knee up as high as your elbow each time. 1, I lift it up, roll my hips. 2, 3, 4. Use that lift to keep the momentum to roll your hips. But as I kick, you want to kick with your leg, not your head. So that means keeping my head straight up and down as I can. Okay, you can do 10 slow each side. This is my good leg. I don't know how I'm going to do my other leg. We'll try. Okay, then the other side. It's folded. I'm going to do this from a different angle. So you can see. Hopefully I won't push the lockers over. If you're an old Bushidokan person, these are the lockers from the Ranch Mart Dojo. They're part of history because they were made by Ray Harrison, Jim Harrison's dad, the carpenter. They were in there for 40 years or something. When we had they had their dojo there, then we had ours there. And then about 5 years ago, I was working on a real estate deal, met a guy that was the realtor, and he snuck me in there. Andrew and some guys came to help me get it. I've got them all. Okay, so Ura Geri or back kick. To do it on a bag or target, okay, pick. It's good to have a target. It doesn't have to be a bag or something you can kill and hit hard because it's a lot better to learn things slow and get the form and work your way up. But you can stack boxes. Okay, when I started, I lived at 75th and Warnow, and there's a paint store in the corner. My house was right behind it. So I would go out and get their paint boxes for 4 cans of paint, perfect squares, stack those suckers up like Lego, and then put them against the wall. Bam, I'd kick them and just smash the boxes out in the alley back there. And that was my practice. I worked out there every night until one time they had them already stacked, and I kicked them and they're full of paint. That I weren't too happy about that. Okay, so doing it with a target. Pretend I'm going to break a board or just kick the bag. I'm going to use boss there. Got my hands up and I'm sideways. I'm in Shiko. Actually, let's do it from street stance. Sorry. Street stance, I'm standing in like a Fudo or open stance. Not straight sideways in my target, but a 75-degree angle, if you know what that is. Okay. That also means if you're looking straight ahead or in the mirror, my front toe is lined up with my back heel. That way, I'm standing ready. I don't look like I'm getting ready to fight, but in a street situation, I can be like, hey, man, I don't have problems. You can have that last roll of toilet paper, whatever. Okay, so I'm right here. And I'm going to take 2 steps. First, my front foot just slides slightly across like a door swinging part way. My second step, I slide my foot right behind the heel, and as I do, I pivot. I'm doing 3 things. I'm taking a step about just the length of a foot or more, depending on how far away the target is. I'm shifting my weight, so I'm like almost in a backwards cat stance. And I'm making sure my bottom heel lines right up at the target. So that heel's like the sights of your gun, straight where I'm going to kick. Then from here, I just fold, put it in. Okay, so right here, little step. I'm not gaining distance. I can, but to practice, I'm just going a little bit at an angle. Then I slide, pivot, squat down low, retract. Right here. Slide and behind. Okay, I'm going to do a couple towards you. So straight ahead, I'm sliding over, stepping under, just pretend there's like a rope. Somebody's pulling on it. Bam, I turn backwards. So if my target's at 12 o'clock, my knees and toes point back here at 6. I hold my knee at 6, fire that back kick. Over, slide under, squat down low, bam. The more power you're going to kick with, the farther you got to squat. The lower you squat, the easier it is to keep your balance and hit with power and not bounce off the other way. Step over, under, kick. Okay, so I talked about using your techniques for self-defense. We'll add some of these in. The self-defense, and I'll post this whole thing, so we have, like I said, professional videos on all the self-defense. The one that goes with this is a down stab or a down swing. Somebody has a club or knife or something, they're just kind of coming crazy at you. You've got the distance. We like to do is keep our distance and use our legs instead of get in there. Depending on the situation, we might get stuck. But if they got a knife, probably going to get stuck. You're going to have to just keep going. Now this one, I'm going to demonstrate fast, then we'll talk about it slow. And like I said, I'll post the 5 to 8 minute video on the self-defense so you can work on that. And then we'll talk about it. Okay, so from here, I'm watching bad guys got a club or a knife. I'm going to jam them in. I want to go towards them and close the gap before they get the momentum and get swinging down. So I step in front, behind, Okay, 2 back kicks, and I've got a really bad knee, so I'm not going full speed. I could just say I'm doing technique, but that's kind of it. A step in front, behind. The first kick technically should be up higher, like to their chest. Second one could be the solar plexus or wherever. And then I'm just follow up with the Uraken or back fist. If you haven't learned that yet, I'm just, for now, tight fist. Pretend you're pulling out your sword, but your hand's slipping off. When you hit, your palm's 45 degrees. Aim for the first knuckle, hit the first 2. So down stab, defense. I step front, behind, Ura Geri high. Then again, wherever I need to, and Uraken. Okay, so that's the self-defense for tonight. I'll post a separate self-defense for today and the whole pro video on that. And if you're watching and you have a different variation, we have block encounters, different things against that. Get somebody, grab a phone and just do a little video, post it up there, and we can all go through what we have. The original Bushidokan system that I was trained with Mark Payne C. Mackey, Mr. Harrison developed. There was 60 self-defense, 5 categories: rears, frontals, boxers, knives, and guns, basically a short version, 12 of each. And we just work them and then perfect them. And the thing is, if you don't practice them all the time, you might forget them. You're not going to retain them. So we have a drill, and that's part of what I'm going to do in the mornings with my black belts and other black belts who want to, is to work on those self-defense until you can do all 60 of them in less than 10 minutes. And we have a video where you do that as a kind of like a morning Tai Chi, good workout. So that is application in self-defense. And last thing we're going to do is a sparring combination or fighting technique. So fighting, and this is kind of what I'd like to really do a whole nother set of sessions on. And this vacation we're all having is kind of make me gear up, but we've been planning this for a year or two to just put everything on video, especially everything Mark Payne taught, just to honor him and his style, his legacy, Mark and Steve and all the guys, really the history of not just our style, Bushidokan in American karate, which I am, but the sport karate. what it used to be like, the blood and guts. Right after that, Mr. Harrison was blood and guts days. So combinations from there, and then kind of the glory days of points. Then we had full contact karate, and then PKA, kickboxing, and kick. Fred ran St. Louis, etc. So another homework. Somebody help me post the Fred Wynn Jim Harrison fight. But here's the Jim Harrison sparring technique, fighting technique. Okay, what he would do is he'd be in a really good low stance, and his first technique would either back fist or just grabbing, like he was a judo guy. He'd grab, get a hold of people, or make the guy think you're gouging his eyes, and he'd get them to get their hands up, and then one step, and Ura Geri right off the ground. Okay, just stomping them. But where you get a lot of power on this is I'm gaki and curling my heel up, and as I kick, really arching my back. Bam. And that just helps your balance and put that force right in the kick. So this is just a great point. We have 3 ways I like to divide combinations, and Mark Payne and I did a 60 combinations thing we'll go over later. But it's points, kickboxing, and street. This one can transcend all of them. We have it in street because we started with an eye gouge. But to practice it, I'm going to imagine I've got like a rope in my hand tied to my left foot behind me. So as I reach up, my foot goes at the same time. I'm trying to mask the step, get them to think about this hand. And all of a sudden they don't see I've closed the gap 3 feet. And they think they're blocking that hand. I'm sticking that Ura Geri in there right off the ground. Good slow center of gravity. So, like I said, I'm going to do these lines, line by line, of the techniques, a self-defense application, and then a sparring or fighting application. And then we'll put these together by belt for whatever system. You can move them how you want to. But the difference, self-defense and sparring tonight. The self-defense, I'm taking 2 steps, bam, bam. I'm covering ground. They're farther away. They're charging at me. I see it coming. The point fighting or street technique, I'm in my fighting stance here, and as I reach, I'm only going to do 1 step, fire that back kick. So I'm just going, looking high and going to the back, and then I can follow up. And what you'll love about the combinations as we go through them, they're all real. Okay, I know I've studied all different styles, not a whole lot, but ours was divided on 5, and I've got friends from other schools I love to visit and do their stuff. I think this is a great opportunity, technology. We can share our things. Master Gary Lee said he was going to watch and maybe load up some of his stuff, maybe his defense against the downstep. But the thing is, like Bruce Lee said, if it works, keep it. If it doesn't, throw it out. What's effective? So my 60 combinations we go over, Mark Payne and I spent 2 years putting them together for actual videos and fights and stories that we know work. So this was one's kind of in honor of Mr. Harrison. It was his main technique you see when you watch his videos of the fights with Fred Wynn and Vic Moore, all those legends. So if you have any questions, I'm going to look and see if there's any on here. And then your homework is do lots of repetitions. I need Bob Pry over here to help me figure out how to do the, actually watch this. Okay. I'll answer questions after I figure this out. Like I said, technical part, we got to get up to speed. But there will be a way in Zoom where I can have a bigger TV and watch you guys as we go. And then if the kids version, what I'm going to do is some kid things during the day for kids that are stuck home during the break, spring break, Corona break, whatever you're calling it, and actually want to be able to do them and then Skype and watch them and score them and teach them, make sure they actually practice and learn what they're doing. And moms and dads, you can use that as a bribery or blackmail. Tell them you don't get a video game until you do your class for the day and sign off on it or whatever. So, okay, that was what we did today. It was Taiso, basic calisthenics, warm-up, stretches. Basic techniques, there's 4 categories. Stances, blocks, strikes, and kicks. Stance for the day. Shiko Dachi, horse stance or straddling stance. The block. Chudan Shuto, middle knife hand. the strike, Shotai, or palm heel. 2 variations, Yoko Shotai. And then the kick, Ura Geri, or back kick. So Mark always said it takes 1,000 repetitions to get this down. We did maybe 20 to 40 of each. So that's right there. You got the video, you got the techniques. Work on those. You got to get 1,000. So practice them 50 times. But the applications, down step defense, I'm going to upload, and the back fist, Ura Geri, I'm going to post that link with Mr. Harrison, Fred Wren. And like I said, this morning I could see everybody was watching and do comments. It's probably better I didn't because I'd be getting distracted. So I'll look. If you have any comments or questions, I'll answer them on there. And then I'll post the self-defense and the fighting video. All right. What does karate begin and end with? Respect. Number 1 self-defense is self-respect. That's a great commandment. Love yourself, love your neighbor, love the Lord, then your neighbor as yourself. And we all need to do that, especially these days. And be kind to each other. Might have some couple rough weeks, but we're tough. Pain is our friend. Don't worry.